Man, I might need some air before I ride home. I'm riding on hopes and dreams.
Oh, like a pump?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you were like, you need some air, like you stink or something like that. We need to put a wireless mic outside.
That's his brother.
Yeah.
I did shower before this.
Did you? All right.
Yesterday.
Yeah. It was before.
Let's go play bikes. Damn, it is a great time to be a bike racing fan from the Fums. Oh, I'm supposed to play my intro.
Do it.
I? Jesus. It's not like I've been doing this for how many years?
Now it won't even play.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's it. I quit. I don't. Don't. It's my time. It is my time. You are late. No. Fine time to be a bike racing fan from the Fums to the hot hills of Spain. The season is in no way heading gently into cyclocross. No!
There was gravel on the road this morning.
Get ready because bike racing is on tap and we are here at the Pack Filler Podcast. Welcome to the show. We are live in the Room Break Bar. And as you are more than welcome to join along either on our YouTube channel or at our true home at packfiller.com. The doors open and every time the flag moves it catches my eye. I think somebody's here. I'm Pat Bulger and I'm running the cameras, so please be patient. I'm running the live stream and it's might probably be a pretty big fuck up. Where was I? Oh yeah, things might look like the Flow Bikes coverage in Spain. Have you noticed that? The cameras are all just like, whoa! It's like the roads are bad or something like that, but with less bumping around. Let's see who's here with me. Tonight's prologue brought to us by our friends at Scratch Labs. You know you need. It tastes great, gets the job done on so many levels. The question for tonight: what is a phrase that is or was popular that truly drives you crazy? A catchphrase or a term or something like that that truly drives you crazy. We good? First off, he's got more stories than Hans Christian Andersen, Mr. Paul Main.
You think I do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You do. I'm glad you even got the Hans Christian. I knew that nobody else would get the reference, but you would get it. How are you, man?
All right. Doing well.
What are these kids saying these days that truly drives you crazy?
It's not so much kids. It seems like everybody. Right?
Fuck, I say that.
Right?
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 I say that.
Right?
Oh, shit, I gotta stop doing that. Oh,
there's some people are worse than others. But I know.
Oh,
it used to be on. I know, right?
I didn't hit record.
Oh man,
I'll save the audio from the YouTube feed and we'll just do that. I didn't hit record.
Right?
It was the cameras. It was the cameras because the cameras weren't working. The audio wasn't going anywhere. You guys got here and the cameras were shit in the bed. And Sam showed up late. You know what? I can hear you. Oh, God. So the question was, for those just tuning in, a phrase that is popular that truly drives you crazy, and Paul's was right, and I feel bad. Now I got to stop doing it?
I know, right?
Oh, shit. Okay, next off, he's got a butt that would make Sir Mix-a-Lot sweat. Mr. Sam Wayful.
That's good. YOLO.
Yeah.
And that is like, it was pretty, I feel like pretty shortly lived until it was like just mocked out of, existence. But it's still like people will say YOLO. And I'm like,
Yeah. So if I only live once, can I get you to stop doing it before I die? Or kill you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one. Next off, he's got an e-bike that looks like it was made in the apocalypse. David Maples, it does. It looks like random parts that were found.
What's that show where they drive around in the sand?
Mad Max.
Yeah.
That's that show where they drive around in the sand.
And I got it before you was even finished.
It was great because it gives Mad Max vibes.
It does. I built that.
Did you? Oh, shit.
Well, he built the bike before.
He built the e-bike. But I built the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he put a motor on it.
Well,
but I was going for Mad Max vibes.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, City Ripper.
What drives you crazy, David?
I haven't heard it in a long time, but I never liked Hella. Because I went to college in California, and that was like a NorCal thing.
Okay.
It was people saying Hella.
All right, Jax is not with us, hence the massive technical F-ups before the show even started. It's just his presence makes my stuff happy.
I'm worried.
What?
He dials
you think he's quitting
us
the show?
all in.
You think he's quitting the show?
No, I just think
I
that
heard
we
rumors.
could be doomed tonight.
Yeah. Oh, it'll,
There was a black cloud when
Yeah.
I pulled up.
Right over this
Little
studio.
black cloud.
me, I've got less than 1 week until reality kicks me back in the head.
That's cool.
Yeah, I gotta go back and working for a living.
Do you get sad?
Yeah, I
would.
do. I feel sorry for myself usually about early August every year, and then I realize everybody else works.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you're being a little bitch, Pat.
You also have a sugar mama.
I do.
You could just.
No,
We wouldn't have a podcast
Yeah.
to go to
yeah.
if he didn't work.
I'd be
All right, you
I'd
need
be
to
like
keep working.
I'd
This
be
is
like
where
I
his
need to
money
keep
goes. Is
drinking.
right
I'd be on
here.
a I'd be on
right
a
here.
I'd be on a treadmill running, keeping the generator going for the podcast. I can't pay my extra bill. And I hate, there are two I actually came up with today. One came to me on my ride, and it was when people say, "You got this." Because
so
they,
positive.
but it's
Ugh.
but it's improper grammar.
Oh.
It's you've got this. You have got this. Not you got this.
You got this.
I hate that. But I also hate the use of the word literally.
Literally, you
I
did.
literally hate
Right?
it when
Yeah.
people do that.
Oh, right?
Ugh.
I got a phase right out of my life. Oh no, it's
I
gonna
know,
take
right?
me forever. Oh shit. All right, gentlemen, how's your cycling life? Who rode the most in the last 7 days?
I think it was me.
How many days?
He doesn't work.
I actually worked 2 days last week.
Whoa,
Or today's.
big boy.
And I think I rode every day though.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I think I was at like 240 or something with like a mix of gravel and.
No, that doesn't count.
Gravel doesn't count.
No,
As soon
Well,
as
I
you bike,
thought it like counts as extra miles because it was
no,
slow.
no.
Okay, well, take that one out, and maybe I didn't ride the most.
No, you didn't.
you did.
No, you did.
You did. I got 2 in. Is it, including
Yeah.
today?
I think
Oh,
I got
2
like 200
rides.
miles in.
Yeah, I thought you were saying 200 miles.
I got 2 2
2
days in, 2 rides in.
Yeah.
Sam, you did what?
I think I did like 200 miles.
Did you
I
really?
had a few bigger days.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Paul.
I got to Saturday and Sunday
Okay,
because I was on the show on Tuesday and I rode that day.
that
with you.
counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good ride.
It was a proper ride.
yes.
We went to a great place for coffee.
Yep.
First Ave.
First, yeah.
Yep.
They are my new favorite local coffee
Yep.
shop.
Yep. And then we did a nice casual ride
Yeah.
to make sure we hadn't right when they opened up the doors at Brick West and had a beer. They're like just like
You don't want to go too fast.
they got the keys in their hand and
Yeah.
we're standing there like
We're like shoppers
Yeah.
on Black Friday. Present and face against
Not-
the door.
not even a
Oh,
sweat
you
on her
opened
brow.
it?
Yeah.
It was
Breathing
just-
on it, steaming up
it
the
was
window.
So I texted my wife and I said, "Okay, we're stopping for a beer." She goes, "It's not even noon."
So
Are they open?
I went, "Well,
for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
You guys timed the ride perfectly to end at that point.
yeah.
I rode new roads, which was exciting.
Where?
Seattle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I took-
Old, yeah.
Yeah, I took my bike and we got I reached out to an old teammate, Ian Tubbs, and he took me on like a 60-mile loop around
saw that.
Seattle. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was actually
He's your
pretty
age.
cool. Yeah,
But he's fast.
well, it's kind of
Yeah.
okay.
but he is.
Okay.
Yeah. He's really-
He's district champion
yeah, he whooped all our butts
Oh,
at
RC3.
RC3, yeah.
and
oh.
district.
And he's my age.
Mhm.
Yeah. Stud.
Wow.
Yeah, he's.
I bet he's-
different.
I bet he's boring. I bet he didn't have much of a social life. I bet he
Yeah.
doesn't have 3 kegs in his basement.
No, I bet he
He
doesn't.
does not have that. Yeah.
It's exhausting.
But he doesn't have a newly lit podcast. None of you guys have commented on the new
No,
lineup.
I
we did
noticed
last
it. I
week.
actually did like
yeah,
it.
but these guys haven't been
Oh,
here.
that's
Yeah.
a friend.
It's got like cafe. you
It's
know?
it's a
It gives
production
sorry,
studio.
It gives cafe.
that was
for
going to
the
be one
kids.
of the things that I was
Yeah,
going to say.
I know.
Really?
So there's not
Giving.
vibe anymore, right? Like it doesn't like give cafe vibes. It's just it gives
No.
X.
Giving. It's giving.
It's giving,
Like,
yeah.
like,
It's giving cafe.
I have you fucking lost me.
Ah,
I have
I
no
hate-
idea
yeah.
what you're talking about.
It's
I have,
Is that another
I
phrase
have-
we're sick
yeah,
of?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God.
mostly
Hey,
it doesn't make sense.
There's
Just
a
like-
new bike in my life. I just want you guys to know. I've taken pictures of it.
And you haven't sent them to us?
The Calfee Tandem. I
you
sent
did.
them to the
Yeah,
group.
I saw that.
This is a absolutely gorgeous bike. This is why I didn't get a whole lot of rides in this week. I went to see my dad. My dad and stepmom live in Bozeman, Montana. Yep. And I got as I was saying before we went live, but I didn't hit record. Outside the studio, I have 2 road signs that were the city limit signs of Spokane in 1984 that say home of the Olympic cycling trials, and it's huge. It's big. Putting that up, I almost hurt myself. Seriously, my wife wouldn't help me because I don't know if she's really cool with it. Mm-hmm. But on the other end, I did pick up a Calfee carbon fiber tandem. Everything on it is carbon fiber. My parents did not mess around. The stems, the seat posts, the freaking bottle cages, everything is carbon. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it weighs so much less than our old one. And I got it all dialed in position wise based upon my measurements and my wife's measurements. She went with you, Sam, so you'd be proud.
Well done.
And I just got on it and rode around the block on it just by myself.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah, that guy's trolling for a woman. Yeah. But no, it honestly felt like a lightly sluggish road bike. A tandem. I shit you not. It felt like amazing. That. It was unbelievable. And it's got couplings on it, so you can actually take the bike apart. Mm-hmm. And it fits into.
Those are cool.
It fits into
cool.
2
boxes,
checkable suitcases, which it came with.
Those are really cool bikes.
Yeah, they're beautiful bikes, and I could never afford it on a teacher's salary. Yeah, no. I think this was, and my dad was kind of in tears as I pulled out of the driveway.
Yeah.
Why did you give it up?
Because they don't ride it.
They don't ride much anymore. They're 80. And so what I did was I actually traded them out with.
That's not far away from.
Yeah, I traded them out with my old tandem. They just said, "Hey, trade me your old tandem," which is the coolest paint job.
Yeah, that
on the
aluminum
planet.
frame is going to be nice and soft on those old bones.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Oh, I mean, yep. You got it. You betcha. Zig-a-pow. Oh, shit. Hey, I also did, you'd be happy to hear this. I picked up a pair of cross-country skis for the winter.
Hey. Skate?
No.
Or classic?
Classic.
Good.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't know if they're high quality or anything like
Doesn't
that.
matter.
But they're
They have
boots
scales
and
on the
skates
bottom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
No wax. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, my gosh. I can rip your legs off year round now.
I am seriously considering living the life of a monk all winter. I won't do it, but I'm considering it just so I can have one last moment of and just beat Sam at something.
You will never.
Oh my god! I know, but hey, I did your segment today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's not your segment, by the way. It's not even reporting. You're not even in the top 5.
Huh?
Yeah, Jackson's still number 1.
Oh
yeah, my fruit of my loin.
I believe it.
Yeah. The last time you did it, it didn't register.
That's kind of like a win.
Yeah. Well, I did it, but that my child is faster than him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad.
Wait, you beat my time?
No.
Oh yeah, you won't beat my time.
I was like 25 seconds.
I'm going to
off.
interject something.
What?
So,
Uh-oh.
I rode that same day. This is strange. It is a primarily easterly wind.
Yeah.
And he goes and he says, "Hey, check out the segment." And I'm like, wait a minute. There was a 10-mile-an-hour tailwind on that. So he rides with his brother, clicks in his head. I know that's what you're doing. You're like, "Hey, I've got a boost."
This is it.
It's like EPO, and that's why I did it.
It's true. But I also did it after I rode 45 miles at a hard pace with him.
What?
He did it on a 13-mile ride.
I did it today after I did hill intervals, hill repeats.
Yeah, but he did it on a 13-mile ride, and it was 5 miles into his ride. So, I mean, come on. That's got to be a wash.
But he still beat you. And he didn't have a 10-mile. And he didn't have a 10-mile headwind.
He did beat me.
Yeah.
I still don't have. No, I beat his time by 10 seconds.
If it isn't on Strava,
it is on Strava.
No,
That's what's
it is
so
not.
Broken. I showed you the picture. I have the PR, but it doesn't register. And I was looking deep into
You
this.
don't
I
realize-
wasted way too much time on this.
They have a new feature. If there's a tailwind in that actual
No,
direction. They
it
actually
doesn't count it.
calculate.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they
Counts it out.
calculate it. Throw
No,
it in
they
there.
don't.
Yes.
That is not a thing.
This is basically the
I
Vuelta.
love that
Yeah.
though.
Are you guys planning any genuine time off the bike this year?
No,
Why?
Have we reached the point where you can't take time off?
I never
No,
did.
I'm gonna.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I will. Probably sometime like October, like once we're not able to do our like, because I always look forward to the fall rides with the team because we start a little bit later and it's warmer. You still get that glimpse of like nice weather for
Yeah.
3-4 hours in the middle of the day, and so once that's gone, then I'll take 2 weeks off probably, and then I'll start my indoor training.
2 weeks though. That's I remember taking like a month.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do a month.
It's not anymore, is it?
I don't think
I'd do almost a month and a half.
You would?
Yeah. After the last race used to be in October, then CP and I would go bird hunting, and we just do that on the weekends. And
I don't think I've taken a month off cycling since I started cycling.
Really?
No.
I was telling David too recently though that like I feel like the last 2 years have been building years for me, like because I took a massive break off. Like I took like a 6-month break off almost 1 year, and I lost so much fitness, and so I've been slowly building it all back up. And I'm like, I don't want to take that big of a break again. Like I think like 2 weeks is enough time to just continue my gradual improvement.
Yeah.
Not doing anything crazy because I like if you guys look at my winter riding, it's not much. I do like 3 hours on the trainer. That's it.
A week.
and that's
a
not
week.
riding.
That doesn't count either.
No.
It's just like gravel.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit.
Wait, you don't ride outside all year, do you?
I used to. I used to.
What?
I used to ride in the snow. Yeah. And then my
With
wife started
slicks.
worrying about broken hips and paralyzed legs and stuff.
I would not be riding outside this time or in the winter.
I always
He did
Definitely
it in
not.
slick
did.
tires too. 700 by
23s?
18s.
No, I had
18.
tubulars,
18s.
so I was safe.
Well, if you think about it, 18s is basically
had
like
23s.
cuts the ice
Yeah.
like a knife.
Yeah.
So
It's like a pizza cutter.
yeah,
It's kind of like being on skates.
you just you'd get a little paring knife and you make little slits in the tire just to add that little extra.
You did
You
not.
siped your road tires.
Yeah.
you did not.
But I
Absolutely
would
we
commute.
did.
I commuted every day for probably about 5 or 6
Guy's a
years.
fucking doctor.
Snow,
Well,
rain, everything. Yeah.
yeah, no,
always-
I'm too soft.
Not anymore.
Too soft for that.
I would still do it, but yeah, my wife would say no.
Mm. That's my wife says no too. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Wow. Yeah, thank you. Genuinely, thank you. I'm already starting actually incorporate strength training back in again,
Mm-hmm. Good
Right.
for you.
and I've got to do even more.
They get
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
David, don't.
Mine are only administered rectally, so it's up to you.
Another enema, Doc. Come on.
What?
yeah, you want it's
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
Okay, that's
This is not right.
yeah. Do you guys have any ideas or challenges you have for yourselves to tweak it for next year, or anything like that you want to do to change things up in terms of preparation, in terms of getting dialed in?
I want to do more strength training too because I don't feel like I had it. I never really got a top end this year. So
Yeah, you lacked that. Like,
thanks.
well, I mean, come on, you
Just
are
pointing out the obvious.
you're very proper for sustained power and going up a hill. You shouldn't have that change of speed that you used to have.
Yeah.
Like the guy used to have like a pretty proper sprint and a crit.
Really?
Yeah.
Not no mo.
No.
There was one guy that used to beat you all the time. His name was Travis O'Coleman.
Oh well.
Sure.
Really?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
He's a
There's
horse.
nobody beat him.
So
was a
good.
horse.
So maddening.
So nothing new. You guys aren't going to incorporate anything new into 2025. I got strength training,
Yeah, like squats and stuff.
squats and stuff. That's
Stuff,
going to be
yeah.
effective.
Squats and stuff. Some.
I'm gonna just last year was I had it dialed. Like I did 3 days of riding and I do probably 1 to 2 days of strength training. And yeah, it was great. And I would like to add in more cross country. Like if I instead like my Saturday rides on a trainer. Like if that's not gonna happen, it would be cross country skiing, right? But it's gonna be one of those bigger days on a indoor trainer or out in the skis on a weekend. The plan has worked the last 2 years. I've been in like this year, I've been in good form. So stick with it.
Age is gut punching me
Yeah.
every year, even more. And it just is. And I'm now realizing that strength training needs to be a year-round thing. It's not going to be something that's going to be able to stop. And I want to be able to be good again.
And you can, and you will. There we go.
I don't think I can.
No.
I don't want to play anymore. I'm going to go be a downhiller.
Take my ball.
Downhiller.
I'm going to be what was it that Diva said? Gravity?
Gravity.
I'm going to focus on gravity.
Yeah. Just like
Put
gravity
a
do the
visor
work.
on my ass.
Yeah.
Wear flannel.
There we go. That's it. That's all we need. Let's get to the news, shall we? News with a mention from our friends at Muck Off, who are celebrating their 30-year anniversary. Did you guys know that Muck Off has been around for 30 years?
Way.
30 years with their 30% off site-wide from August 21st to 26th. So you got to use this. 30% off site-wide. Link at Pack Filler. Go there so they know we sent you. Hey, if you guys haven't been paying attention, the Vuelta Ciclista a España. I
Red.
should have told you to get a beer now. Red? Did you say red?
Red.
The jersey
Yeah, the
is
jersey's
red.
red. Yeah, Lena's jersey.
Vuelta red.
There you
Look, a
go.
big boy.
Yeah. Signs are
It wasn't
red.
always.
Yeah.
It was gold.
It was gold,
They did
yeah.
a yellow for a while.
Yeah. Amarillo. Today, okay. With the first pure major climb to the finish, showing today that the age-old rule of don't celebrate until you cross the line still holds true.
Oh,
Did you guys see it?
Yep.
You guys see it? Yeah. Primoz Roglic, cleanly shaven Primoz Roglic, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think he's finally realizing
His legs?
that. No. Face. Facial hair is slow.
What?
It is not.
No.
All hair is slow, dude.
No, it is not.
This
Facial
mustache
hair
is pure speed.
It's in front of you. Anything like outside of, like
It's
I would
in front of you?
Yeah, leg hair and arm hair, but anything in this.
He's talking about cross-sectional area.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to say that it does affect your cross-sectional area, but I don't know.
I think it's slower.
Look at that, and it flows.
He took the victory over Leonard van Etveld from Lotto Destiny right at the line, and also claimed the leader's jersey from Wout van Aert, who's coming off an almost 6-month winless streak. Believe it or not,
I know
We
he
have not
still
seen Wout
hasn't
win a race.
won.
No, he won. He's won. He
yesterday.
won a stage yesterday. Yep.
Oh yeah,
He did the bird. It also marked a big change in the overall contenders, although early and with the majority of the contenders within 2 minutes of each other. The separation on today's massively steep 20% in sections climb showed just who's ready for the brutality and the heat and the mountains of this year's Vuelta. I know Paul's with me on this, and I asked you guys are both watching? Mm-hmm. Okay, we got a full room of watchers. Mm-hmm. David?
Well, just as much as I always do.
Okay, so you're catching highlights.
Catching highlights, yeah.
Okay. Sam, you got the big monitors at work. You can probably
I just
watch.
put it on with in the morning when I get there.
Dave?
Turn Peacock on and
Is it Peacock? I've been using...
Christensen and
Bob Roll.
Bob Roll.
Oh, okay.
Because Phil Liggett is doing Fems.
He did.
Did Fems, sorry.
I do want to address Phil. A lot of people were bashing Phil in the Fumps because he was interrupting his fellow commentator. I got to tell you, first of all, they were both doing it remotely,
That's hard.
and it's impossible to know when somebody else is going to speak, what they're going to speak of, and things like that. And so Phil's a little long in the tooth. We can all agree, but back off, guys. When he spent all his entire career kind of like we are in this room. We make eye contact with each other. Somebody knows it's time to talk, unless it's Sam and he just wants to talk and he fucking talks
All the time.
yeah. But if that is so different compared to that give and take of being side by side with each other. So I back off on Phil a little bit there. What is it about the Vuelta that makes it special? Is anybody getting Grand Tour fatigue? I ask this every year.
Last year I loved it, but that's because I was over in Europe for it.
And
Remember I
Sep.
was doing
Yeah.
I was
And
doing
Sep.
the
And
trek.
Sep didn't
yeah.
hurt.
Yeah, I know. And I was doing the trek around the Alps, so it was like it was on everywhere. It was so cool. And
Yeah.
then this year I'm like, this is stupid. Fall is coming. And I'm just like depressed again because I'm like, yeah, it means that summer's over.
Yeah.
Total Eeyoring it.
I do. No,
Yeah.
You've just
You
defined half
get
my
it.
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul?
I've always enjoyed it. I think it's usually, the last chance for those people who had crashes or were sick in the other Grand Tours.
Yeah.
And it's different than the others. And it's, there's some great winners. And it always comes down, even when Chris Horner won, on the Angry Lou.
Angry
Angry
Lou.
Lou.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, on that one, it was just
imagine your
brutal.
aunt is named Lou, and she's really pissed off.
Yeah, Angry Lou.
Yeah.
I
Angry
think
Lou.
it is a fun
I think it's
time
Angry
to
Lou. Anyway.
learn like up and coming riders too. Like you see a lot of people like the new generation, kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Leonard Van Etfeld. I mean, who?
Who?
And
Yeah.
guy crushed it
22
today.
years old or something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Right.
So we can forgive him for doing that one-handed fist pump.
Yeah. He had the inside line and everything.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of,
Not good.
yeah.
Not good.
Sucks.
Okay. Next story, saving this one for our second story because it will take up tonight's topic. The Tour de France Femme avec Zwift. Femmes just sounds dumb when you say it that way. So I try to say it with a little French. Femme avec Zwift. Avec Zwift, by the way. Okay. Wrapped up Sunday with an arguably the most amazing final stage since Le Mans and Fignon, in my personal opinion. Cassini Doma brought home yellow by just 4 seconds overall from a hard-charging Demi Vollering, who went on the attack early in the stage to attempt to gain the 1 minute and 15-second deficit and win her second tour after a crash held her up earlier in the race. Okay, honest time. Who watched?
Not me.
Who watched the ladies? The
I
women?
did.
I'll fess up.
I did too. Sam, you didn't. Okay, so this is just
Was it
between
on
Paul?
Peacock?
It was.
Yes.
All right.
It was. And Phil
As
was
earlier
commentating.
mentioned that Phil was on it.
Yeah.
And when he was talking, Phil was stepping on the other.
Early in the week, it was at McCrossan, though. Yeah.
Man, I really don't like Phil. He's enough to turn me away from most races.
Oh, wow. That's mean.
I know.
Well, he's
I know.
retiring.
I just want him to go and sail off, man. You've done your job. You
He is
crushed
sailing
it.
off.
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to after the Olympics, and yet.
That's the last
Here he is.
Olympics. I think of this.
Oh.
I have mad respect for the guy, but I don't need to listen to him anymore. I'm tired. Okay, sorry. Who is?
You were on your game, quote unquote, earlier today, and now you're just being a little whiny.
I know.
Let's talk about the performances on Sunday. So this is going to be pretty much Paul and I, Paul and me talking about this thing.
Top off.
Yeah. So who had the more amazing ride? Niewiadoma or Vollering on that day?
Both. I think they both raced to their maximum capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, Vollering did what she had to do. She had to get the bonus. She had to win the stage and put as much time. And was it the Col de Guédon?
Yeah.
Guédon.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bold move. I mean, but still, nevertheless. That, she had a bad crash on stage 5. And that's, I think, if you look back, that is the part of why it was so close.
It changed the whole dynamic of the
Everything.
race that moment.
Yeah.
And okay, we can jump to that moment. I mean, and I don't want to go too far into it because that's going to lead me to the kind of the topic here. But that crash, as Noah, our good friend on fan of the show and everything like that, had mentioned that he almost thought it looked like she had hit her head, but there have been photos of her even since. She was sitting in the pool a couple days ago. She posted on social media, and you can see the hematoma on her hip, on her left hip. It is big. The fact that she went down that hard is one thing, obviously going to affect you. where was her team in this? What happened behind the wheel of the SD Works?
That is a
directors?
big mystery. So Voss, VAS, her teammate was in the lead group. You don't expect anything from that. She even said, I couldn't hear that my earpiece. I was out of radio distance, which is true. That does happen.
Okay.
Whether it did or not, I can't say, but that is a legitimate excuse. There's a lot of people who say if you're so far up the road, radios aren't working unless you have a car behind them.
Yeah.
So in that corner, Weebus crashed hit Vollering, and Vollering went down, and Weebus kind of I think she went down too, but got up. This is a strange thing. Her car was there, so the team car, SD Works, is there. Gives her, gets her up, gives her a push and everything. There's no Weebus, your teammate. This is a person in yellow jersey.
Yeah.
You are involved with the crash. You bounce up and you take off. I don't know. I mean, that's strange to me. And the whole team is not like, hey, has anybody seen Demi?
Yeah.
Where is she? I mean, no one's thinking about that.
How is that not a first
and then
priority?
Weebus sprints to get third place sprint points, and leaving, here's their teammate who lost a minute 19.
Driving
on
at the
that
front, increasing the distance between somebody chasing on.
Well, the Canyon SRAM, this is the other thing, which is interesting. Within, I think, right after the crash, they, Chloe Dargart and someone else went to the front and drove it after Vollering went down. So, and this is, of course,
Which is bike racing.
Well, and I was going to touch this up on my segment, but I might as well do it now. But we talk about the unspoken rule is you never attacked when the yellow jersey went down.
Yeah.
I mean, you pedaled and stuff. You didn't have to totally wait, but you did gas it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so a lot of people I know were throwing shade on that's a dirty thing. But it's an unwritten rule, and I started thinking about this. I'm like, that is in men's Tour de France or Grand Tours. That is the deal. This is a women's race. We got to separate that. To me, this is the pinnacle or the beginning of what women's cycling is going to be based this off.
Yeah.
These unwritten rules of men are maybe 100 years back.
Yeah.
know? So let them create their own rules. No one seemed to, no other teams or anybody was complaining about Canyon SRAM punching on the front. So that's how they race. That's fine. And then I started thinking amateur-wise, and you and I, and maybe you guys can remember, have you ever been in a stage race when the leader went down? And did we wait?
No.
Nope.
Never.
And
Have you
if
guys
anything,
ever? Do you guys think of a time when you sat up and went, "Oh, leader"?
hey, the leader went down. Hey, everybody, let him catch back up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually been in that situation.
Well, even if you're not, it doesn't even have to be your team.
Yeah.
Right.
So all teams, kind of neutralize a little bit so the leader can gather himself. Has that ever? Have you ever seen that? And you don't do it in amateur. That's just a pro thing. So
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know, so I don't see anything wrong. Nobody should be throwing shade on Canyon SRAM, but SD Works to abandon your leader that's in the yellow jersey, who, is going to most likely win the race. She's number one favorite,
Yeah.
and she's on her own. She had a huge blood spot on her, seeping through her shorts, her yellow shorts. It was
She went down with a teammate, and the teammate took off.
teammate collided into her, and then they got back up and took off. It's strange. I mean, even in the Tuesday night series, I've waited. I'd be in the front group, and I'd look to see if teammates are back after a crash, and I'll just try and sneak out in the back, and try and get the last little punch to get them back on. That's a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
This is Women's Tour de France, so shame on SD Works, and the team car was there.
So she's leaving the team.
strange.
She's leaving the team this year. Vollering.
So that's the other point.
So there's the question: is this a massive mistake, or was she screwed over?
We'll never know.
Sounds like it's a good thing she's leaving.
It's a heartbreaker. is what it is. I mean, because I mean, I do not want to tarnish Cassie's victory. It was a brilliant final stage she rode. She kept calm. She stayed on focus. She did what needed to be done, and she won by 4 seconds. People crash in Grand Tours all the time. But that crash changed the race. Let's be honest. I mean, Demi was comfortable in the lead. You know, who knows what could have and what could have not have, but that's just how it worked out.
Well, even the strategy with Vollering, and what was the companion from that she was riding with, the Dutch rider, starts with an O. Anyway, she was. It's kind of weird. One of those things where she wouldn't work with Vollering because one, she's in position she could win. It was a battle if they finished together. Who won.
Paulina Ruijkers from Phoenix. Yeah.
And so Ruijkers was like sitting in the whole time, and Vollering is getting frustrated as heck. You know, she needed the help, but then they both needed the help. But it was just like, to me, that was that. What do you do? If I was her, I would have set in too. Yeah. I mean, you're the champion. You know, you're the who everybody's looking after. I got to beat. My only way of winning this thing and winning the whole thing is to sit in, because you can punch my ticket anytime.
Yeah.
I've got to. I mean, that's the only card she had
that
to play.
break, however, that break could have been the difference between her being third place on the podium and her being second place on the podium. So usually there's that incentive to contribute. I don't know. Maybe she was gassed. Maybe, you know, who knows?
Well, she lost the sprint, but of course it was Demi Vollering that she lost to. But going back to Nima Doma, she going after the penultimate climb, she got popped, and man, Leader Trek needs to get some of her prize money because Lucinda Brandt like gassed it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, why is she doing that? Well, she had a teammate that was trying to move up. And this is that we were talked about before when you have mixed categories involved. There's a race within a race that no one realized. It wasn't that Lucinda Brandt was trying to help out, you know, her to win. It was that she had a teammate to move up. Yeah. And so I think that's cool, that dynamic that most people didn't catch, that, you know, but that worked in Nima Doma's favor.
Yeah.
You know? And so, and then she just poured her guts out on the end. It gave me goosebumps. It was it was amazing last stage.
Yeah, it was. It was, definitely one for the. But can you tell I almost just reached up and tried to adjust my glasses because I'm not wearing glasses.
Wasn't going to call you out.
It's messing me up, man. It's really messing me up. I've got this monovision thing going on. Basically, they call it monovision, where my contacts, one eye is for distance and the other eye is for close-up. And my brain just figures shit out. So weird.
Contacts.
Yeah,
right?
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
That is trippy.
It is.
Crazy.
Like, I can read the paper in front of me, and I can read the monitor across the room.
Oh, I would get so nauseous.
No, it doesn't. My brain's just bigger than yours. I got a bigly brain.
That's
fucker.
That's true.
So this takes us to tonight's topic. Thanks to our friends at Wahoo, computers, trainers, monitors, and so much more. You know the brand. And I get to it. Use the link at Pack.
Watches.
I want to talk about watches too. I want to talk about screwing over, about making enemies, about breaking up, and that's where I kind of wanted to talk about Demi and all this kind of stuff. She's going through this breakup with SD Works, and I would love to know the behind-the-scenes conversation. Be that fly on the wall, listening to the things going on, and this supposed race director who was out of range, who couldn't hear shit. It's like there's not somebody in range relaying to you that shit's hitting the fan. We're seeing this in the peloton with some breakups being quick and painless, like Alberto Petiol already in Astana colors. The year isn't even over, and I guess he's racing in Astana colors. Mm-hmm. To the vocal type, like Julian Alaphilippe heading to the tutor and his old boss crying and whining to all of his friends. It's just, it's been in that breakup where one of the two was just like, I'm telling everybody and I'm burning your house to the ground and I'm slashing your tires. Kind of like I'm going to with everybody I compete against next year. Wow, there's nobody here at the race this year. I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Guess I won.
Yeah.
Guess I'm ready for first.
Traffic was in my direction. Who can relate to bad breakups and things like that, and or even better, who's had a bad breakup or who's had a one that went surprisingly well? And I guess we could start general. We could just start about personal breakups if anybody wants to spread the word. You don't have to name names.
You want us to talk about personal relationship breakups?
Yeah.
Oh goodness!
I
I got some good ones.
Once upon a time, I had a girl tell all the people that I was so mean to her and just horrible, like I'm not gonna lie, like physically mean to her.
They said you were?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Spread this rumor going around that I was brutal, and it's like, wait, what? Huh? Yeah, that was just the and I've had some of those that have just gotten ugly like that. But then I've also had ones that were just going, yeah.
Hey, look, we both know.
Yeah.
This isn't working out.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. One of my longest relationships ended with just a
High five.
okay, see ya.
Yeah. That was fun, right?
Yeah. It was a girl I dated, the longest girl I dated before I met my wife. We just ended with just she moved to Alaska and I was in Spokane, and it was just going, yeah, so I'm not coming back anytime soon. And I'm like, okay. That was it. I hung up and I just looked at my buddies and I went, shit, I think I just broke up. For 4 years. 4 or 5 years. I was like, shit, that was weird. Yeah.
It's like even Steven.
It was. It does. And then I found $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a lot to hold on
Only
to.
you and I got that. It's a Seinfeld, folks.
Yeah. Anybody got a completely smooth or a completely nightmarish, Oh, Sam.
Mine are all been smooth.
You've all been
What?
No, my high school girlfriend.
'Cause you're
and
so
I,
honest.
4.5 years, and I was going to college, and she just said that, let's just kind of cool it for 2 weeks and reach out with a phone call, and called back. And how's it going? Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was
pretty much it.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
That was
good.
See, we were great friends. Really good friends. Yeah, she's like
You
my
can
best friend in
bump
high school.
into an ex and be cool with it.
Yeah, she lives right not far from here.
No.
I see her all the time. See her at Super One. She doesn't dodge me like you when she sees me.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
I
true.
see
You
her.
do
Yeah,
dodge
she's
us.
pushing a shopping cart and she's talking to her cat.
Yeah, that's her. She's married to a really great guy, 3 kids. In fact, one of their daughters.
Really?
His friend's Olivia.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the story. That one was good. Let's see. I mean, I dated girls, and it's just like,
What about the
Yeah, I
guys?
guess- no guys,
Dated guys?
well,
Yeah.
dogs. I dated a couple of dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Heard it here
It was
first,
good.
everybody.
It was good. Even my divorce. I mean, she gave me a divorce card. I didn't even know that they made them.
They make divorce cards?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the exact same. But they make divorce cards? Somebody's making money off of this?
Wow. What was it? Roses
and
are
she
red,
said-
violets are blue.
No,
Oh
it had
my
a
God, I really hate you.
knight in shiny armor riding off in the sunset. And it's like when I was a little girl, I used to think this
That's
is how it's
not
going
real.
to be.
This is a made-up
Yeah, and
story.
I open it. No, it was real. I should have kept the card. And she goes, now that, I realize that you don't, some things are not in a happy ending. I'm like, somebody makes money off of this?
Oh my
Somebody's
God! Just
despair.
let him rip for the next 30 minutes.
And then she said, well, she already had everything figured out because that's the way she was. She's like, okay, if you want to keep the house, it's this and this and this. Okay.
No
All right.
shit.
Yeah. And I said, as soon as I get the money, I said, so you're going to move out? She says, not until I get the money for the house. I said, okay, so if I get it tomorrow, will you move out? And she goes, well, you're letting the screen door hit me in the ass? And I said, well, no. It's just like, I just need to know if that's the case, then I would get the money.
But wouldn't you rather it be over
It's
instead
done.
of dragging?
yeah.
it out?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
She did it. She did both of us a favor.
Yeah.
And we both had good practice. It was a good practice for both of us.
Oh God. Wow.
And I found $20 in my wallet.
Can you believe it?
Did you?
I
I'm
Okay,
gonna go
guess
out on a
how-
limb here. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna guess you guys have been dumped.
oh fuck off. You're right. Yeah.
Man,
I have a very
exclusively.
dumpable face. No, okay. So, I think that like how I'm going to tell this story. I think David can confirm this. I only had one other girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, where are you going with
One other, right?
You're such a nerd.
Locked that down. I was like, look, I'm not going to get many chances at this.
Wow. You're like a science class away from being a LARPer.
Yeah. No, really, though. I was a part of the nerd herd in high school. So I asked my wife out, my current wife, in sophomore year. She goes, no. First
Wow.
breakup story.
In that fashion?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's
Now,
like,
wait,
really?
did she
Hard
do this? Did
Have
she
you
do
looked
the
in the
look
mirror?
at your eyes and look down and look up, look down, look down? Like, it's like you ask her out, she
Not
does
even
this.
that.
She's like, no.
Not
She
even
didn't
that.
check you out
Not
first?
even that. She just goes, no, and walks off. I'm like, okay, cool. So then,
Okay, I'm just gonna go home
then-
and play Grand Theft Auto.
so then I come back next year, and I'm like, so you want to go out? She's like, no. Like, what gave you the? I
Have you
Year
looked in the
later?
mirror?
Yeah.
She said.
She's like, what do you
Look
think
at me,
changed
look
from
at you.
last year to this year? And I was like, well, I was hoping a lot.
I grew a little bit.
Look at my mustache.
She's like,
can do 2 push-ups now.
she's like, no.
Oh wow.
And I was like, okay. So then I've got a practice girlfriend.
You're play out of Paul's playbook.
Yeah. And that didn't go well.
But it was practice.
It was practice.
That's why you have practice.
Yeah, it was practice. That ended poorly. I think it ended via text, like pretty classic that era, right?
Yeah.
What was the text?
It was bad. It was like, actually, yeah, I think it was just like, hey, you know what? I appreciate what we've had, but I don't think we need to be together anymore.
That was the text.
Pretty much. I mean, the synopsis, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but the problem was she was in 2 of my classes.
Oh,
So I
so
had to
still
see her the next day.
And did she look the other way and pretend you didn't?
It was
exist?
awkward.
Fuck.
Yeah. So it was awkward enough that I got back together with her to get through the rest of the 3 weeks. And
Wait,
then I broke
you
up with
broke up with her via
again.
text?
Yeah.
Oh, you dick.
Yeah. Then
I
I,
thought
broke
she
up
broke
with
up with
her.
you.
No. So then we got back together because I was so uncomfortable in class. I was like, we should figure this out. Figured it out for the rest of the quarter,
Mercy
however long
dating.
that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the day that summer started,
You broke up.
broke up with her again.
Did you do it by text again?
Yeah.
You are.
Wow.
I'm
Asshole.
horrible. I remember, but I know that one of them was via text, and I know the last one was. The first one might have been in person. I don't honestly know. It was in high school.
Well, I didn't
But
know
then
that.
I had my practice girlfriend,
Yeah.
and I married the next one.
Wow.
She said yes.
The practice thing.
Finally?
I just wore her down.
Was it more of a
Yeah.
yes?
Oh, yeah, truly.
fine.
And it was
Let's
like,
go.
you're going to love me one day. Like, let's just. She's like,
was it
fine,
really?
you get one date.
That was it. That was all the
I
time.
was like,
and you
well,
proposed
Game on.
on that date.
You're going to love me.
David, I have a feeling you just you played around, man. You were in San Luis Obispo. You're just like
California
you
boy.
super tight pants and a flannel like a
But
floral
a surfboard
shirt,
just to carry around.
surfboard, just
Couldn't
carry
ride it.
around. Talk
Couldn't
like
write it.
talk like a sketch character from the Californians.
Oh, yep.
All right, I just drove here. I took the I-40 down by San Vincenzo.
It was hella dope.
I just wanted to check out.
Was hella dope, YOLO.
What?
Am I right?
Right?
It was literally so great.
We all
Covered
hate
all
you.
the bases right there.
We all
Yeah.
hate you now.
Yep. No, I mean, I really only had one serious
Oh
relationship.
my God, you guys are adorable. You're like
Prior.
a step up
Yeah.
from virgins.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the most conflict I had in like a breakup was more like with roommates in college, more so than women. It was actually because of the cycling team. Like our cycling team in college was, I think they kind of wanted to be like more like a frat.
Oh.
And I didn't really, I like, I mean, you wouldn't know it now, but I didn't really like beer back then. You wouldn't guess. I just wanted to ride bikes, and I thought, like, if you joined the cycling team, that people would want to ride bikes. But really, they just wanted to, like, drink beer with bikes down the wall or something
Gotcha.
like that. And so I
really fucking hit close to home there. Thanks a lot, man.
no
I
kidding.
appreciate it. You know, have you seen this basement space we're in?
I mean,
asshole.
you pull them off the walls every once in a while.
I do.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah. And you supply the beer. So.
I'm thinking like that you're going to tell a story about one roommate that put water in your tank. That's
No,
like
it was
a crazy
beer.
girlfriend.
What?
It was a beat, yeah. Well, they just would like they were mad that I didn't want to party with them and then I'd get up early and go ride because that's what I wanted to do. And one night, one of them came home drunk while I was like rebuilding the motor on my scooter in the backyard of my little college like apartment or whatever. And he just walked over to my scooter and he dumped a whole beer down into the cylinder. And the next day, I like came home and I looked and I smelled it and I was like, did somebody dump a beer in my scooter? It ended horribly, like because at that point, it just was like,
It's like a crazy ex-girlfriend
yeah.
like keying your
X,
car.
just crazy X.
Like I felt like
we don't have to
that's
be
true.
gender specific
That's
because
true. That's
I
very
like-
progressive.
I like joined
that.
the cycling team to ride bikes with people, and then I felt like I had to break up with them and be like, I don't actually want to hang out with you guys. I don't like. Can you just please leave me alone until we graduate? And like,
What kind of beer did they drink?
probably like PBR or something.
Well, I
Yeah.
would have. No, they're worthless.
Yeah,
You did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing. Yeah, it was
In
it was
masonry
terrible.
jars, right?
Yeah.
Like ball
Yeah.
jars. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make fun of us. We at least had practice girlfriends.
I had practice girlfriends. Jackson?
Yeah.
Jackson had a girlfriend before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
he did have one.
Yeah.
He had one also.
Yeah, well, when he was 12.
No.
When he was in 6th grade. He asked her to be his Valentine.
He was. I hope it's okay.
He's not here to protect
tell part
himself.
of the story. Yeah, I didn't throw him
Yeah.
under the bus. No, Jackson's was I think freshman year in high school, and it did not end well. He broke it.
Ooh.
He ended it. Yeah, it was. It got a little ugly.
Yeah.
And as the teacher of both of these students, it got ugly. It was not pretty for a while.
So awkward.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
I feel like
no.
you could use that though. Like
Do you? What do you do if Paul's the only one who's like he sees him in a grocery store and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? What's up? It's been a long time. What's new?"
I would run.
I would too.
I would run.
I would. And I don't mean that against them. It's just I don't want that awkward.
Oh, no, I mean that
Hey,
against, yeah.
What's up?
I saw my high school girlfriend at a market like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I just pretended I didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to
It's small talk. It's awkward talk.
I didn't really want to catch up. Like
It's like why I hide from Paul in the grocery store.
yeah, there's lots of people I want to talk to, but it's not Paul while I'm picking out apples.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I just didn't want to I didn't want that interaction. I wanted to just be alone.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we've got a room full of dumpers. Are any of you guys dumpies?
I think it was
Yeah, my
once.
wife.
You've been the ones thrown.
Yes,
yeah,
wife.
you got dumped by
Twice.
your wife twice.
Well, you were turned down. You weren't dumped.
Yeah, I guess.
You were
Sam,
turned
they ain't over yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a third time.
And that one will hurt a little bit.
You come home and it's like, why are my clothes out on the lawn? What the hell?
Hey, babe.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
I
why
think-
is the password of the door different?
Jesus.
Why is- Why is Gus growling at me?
I think I was a dumpy once.
Were you?
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I dated this girl. We probably went out for about a year and a half. And she said, I think I'm going to become a nanny in New York City. Okay. And she went over there, and then I went and visited her one time. And that was that.
And
Wow.
she was like, why are you here?
Yeah. It was interesting
Is that
because
cold? Yeah.
it was like, I don't know. That relationship was kind of different. But it wasn't bad per se. It just was not, it was just like filled the gap
Yeah.
type thing. That sounds
Yeah.
awful, doesn't it? But I think she felt the same way.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was fun. But on the way back, I was in Newark airport and
She sent
waiting
you a
for my
page.
plane. She said goodbye, and I said goodbye. I'm waiting for a plane, and the storm rolls in. And so it delays our flight, and I'm sitting there looking, and this really good-looking girl comes in, and she's sitting at my gate, and I'm thinking, I wonder if she's in our, on my flight. Because I went from Newark to Chicago to Spokane. I'm like, well, that'd be kind of cool, but nah, what are the odds of having her, like, even in my same row?
Yeah.
So there's a delay, and I could overhear the conversation. She was there for a friend's wedding. And so, that's always good.
Yeah.
The spirits are high, right?
Yeah.
And so...
or she sees other people finding love, and she's really pissed off because she hasn't found love, and next thing you know, my club!
Bathroom's right there. I was checking it out.
Oh, God,
how do we get to the
horrible?
So, anyway,
Mutual.
I was sitting there, and
Mutual.
I got on. I got in. I just had to carry on. Threw it over the top. I'm sitting, and I see her holding this card, and then all of a sudden, this fat guy is like, "Excuse me," and he starts coming. I'm like, "No, it's a fat guy." It wasn't. He went behind me. I could hear him breathing, and then she's like, "Oh, this is my seat right here." Oh, I'm sitting in the wrong one? Yeah, so I had the window seat. I thought they had the aisle. And we were delayed on the tarmac for like an hour and a half. Her name was Kika.
Kika.
She was from Long Island, California. Long Island Beach, California.
Oh, my God.
And she dated a guy from the University of Washington becoming a dentist. And then we just started talking and really hit it off. And because of this delay, I was going to miss my connection to Chicago. I don't know where. And as soon as we hit, they said, if you're making connections to this, you got to run. And she goes, wait, can I have your number? I said, I don't have time. I said,
that was it.
I was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But that was the last time I saw that girl that I think
very
I was a dumpy because she went and took a job in New York saying, hey, I'm going to New York to be a nanny. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Right? Maybe I'll go see you. And I did, and then that was that.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been dumped. I don't mean that as an arrogant prick. I don't know if I have.
You're very dumpable. I'm sure you've been dumped.
I'm a beautiful sack of man. Fuck you.
I'm flattered you thought I was a dumper. I feel like I'm more of a dumpy.
You dumpy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
Yeah. We can all see it, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
On my face.
Danielle, your wife doesn't have mono vision contacts, so she can't see up close.
Yeah, well, she tried really hard not to date me as well. So.
Yeah, she
Really?
She tried.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are persistent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It worked.
We're
apparently.
endurance athletes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Teams, any teams you've ever told to just fuck off? I had one. The team we are now all on, I once told to fuck off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Team
Yeah.
Spokane became your next.
Yeah.
College
Yeah.
cycling team.
I had a bad coach. I had a coach that he and I were not clicking, and then at one point he just said blah 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 blah, blah, and I just rode away. And then because my parents no longer lived in Spokane, that the people in charge of the cycling club would not give me a release because they thought it was better for me that I stay on this team. So I'd ride unattached for a year. And back in those days, when you rode unattached, you had to pay an extra fee to
15
race.
to $20.
And you had to wear a blank jersey. You had to pay at least $15-20 per race. Nowadays, that'd be $50-60. They wouldn't let me go because they thought it was for my own good. What the fuck? I was like 20.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, that was bad team
Yeesh.
breakup. Bad team breakup.
Yeah,
Nobody
no,
else?
I have no bad team breakups.
All mutual?
We were on Audi before we came over here, and it was just like, hey, we're on this side of the state. We don't need to, race with you guys.
Expensive car.
Now I think
Yeah.
about it, almost every team I've been on dissolves because I'm on it.
Wow.
Just-
You just
like,
outlive
disappear.
them.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
Are we doomed?
My first
Yes.
one was
Maybe.
Team Two Wheel, and then Team Spokane,
Yeah.
and that's ended in 91.
You were
We had
Team
90.
Spokane with me.
a 90,
Yeah.
not 89. I was
Yeah.
with Two Wheel,
Yeah.
and then I had GS Gorn. And that was just to buy time, and then Great Harvest, and that folded after 2 years, ran out of money. Then there was a Rive, and then
We're still going.
MD. I guess MD. Oh, that's gone.
You were with MD?
No, it is
I
gone.
was with MD for about
Wow.
a year or two.
Oh,
Wow.
it's gone.
Is it gone?
hmm
Wow.
And then it was
And then
Two Wheel again, and then Two
you
Wheel
really get
folded
around.
into, rolled over into River City Red.
Yeah.
That's why we're
back
keeping
here.
this small.
yeah.
Although we got guys like Stu representing. By the way, Stu Felk, first place in his age group at Steamboat Gravel this last weekend.
amazing.
Why do I have, congratulations. That's not what I wanted.
Wait, does that even count in Paul's book?
Everything sucks.
Yeah, for him, yes.
Okay.
Agreed with that guy.
Yeah.
Rules are so
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah, your rule.
They're just made
They're
up
my
on the spot.
rules.
I can say what I
He
want.
sent us that picture of him top of the step of the podium with the kit on, man.
Yep.
Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good.
Some good photos on his Strava too.
Yeah.
If you
Are there?
follow. Yep.
Yeah. What are you doing, David? You drinking the NA shit now, too?
Yeah, I was looking for an NA.
Oh, my God. There's some athletic in the fridge over there, by the way.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, so let's rate the. Let's bring this fully back to cycling. My God, your mic is so hot that we can hear you thinking.
It's a good thing you actually can.
So let's rate the transfers. Okay, in terms of how well the breakup went and how good it is for the breaker, the person leaving, right? We're going to rate this for either the person or the team. Okay, so for example, let's start out. Wout Poels is transferring to Astana. Good, bad, ugly.
Ugly.
Paul's shaking his hand. Right.
Astana is, I don't know.
Is it any better than Merida though, or
Yeah, I think they Bahrain has got a good team. They think of Mohoric, and then they have several other. I mean, they have a bad year this year, but they had a banner year about 2 years ago. But yeah, I Astana, they don't even know. I think
where their World Tour license is going to be.
Exactly.
Simon Yates from Jaco Alula to Visma Lease Bike.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So you
He's
got
not going to be a winner. But
a
he'll be
Yates
heifer.
brother on each of the two Grand Tour contender
big
teams.
teams? Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Jonathan Navarez from Ineos to UAE. That's just going to strengthen UAE even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to get away from Ineos, that doesn't seem to be a solid ground.
Yeah. Mark Hershey
Good move.
from UAE to Tudor Pro.
Yeah. I thought he was already on Tudor.
Nope.
No.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of Tudor, Julian Alaphilippe to Tudor.
Interesting. Good for them. Everybody should just absolutely leave Quick Step. Like that.
By the way, I think Patrick Lefevre is one of those bad breakups
Patrick
where
is
he
a
goes around and tells all
dick.
your friends, in this case the global press,
Yes.
how big of a dickhead you are.
That you were abusive.
Yeah, that you were abusive. Yeah, exactly.
And yet nobody's going to believe him because he's such a prick.
We were on a transfer stage, and Julian Alaphilippe opened the car door and shoved Patrick Lefevre out of a moving car. That's how abusive he is.
Oh my God. I wish.
And Patrick Lefevre was fortunate enough to, in his military days, to understand proper tuck and roll techniques.
Yeah.
And he landed
On
on
his
his feet and just dropped immediately to his knees in the middle of the road. And the camera panned to above, and he just went, "Why?
I was so good to you.
Yeah. I really hope Remco leaves.
Ethan Hayter to Soudal Quickstep. Ethan Hayter from Ineos
Yeah.
to Soudal Quickstep.
I think that's a.
Who's going to benefit from that?
That's a
an
lateral
equal?
move.
That's a
Yeah.
lateral move. Two teams that are having a tough time.
Mhm.
Manuel Buchmann from Red Bull Bora to Cofidis.
Yeah, that's not a team where you're gonna. But I know he's not happy with Bora or Red Bull Bora.
Guillaume Martin from Cofidis to Groupama FDJ.
Yeah.
Well,
That's kind of a lateral move.
that is lateral.
It's just
I mean, I like Groupama just simply because of what they did.
Yeah.
The
both teams get a.
Manuel.
Yeah, they just. Anyway.
Leonard Kamna from Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe to Lidl Trek. Lidl Trek is building some shit.
Yeah, they are.
I'll
They're
be
trying to
very
build a
because
team.
I feel like Ineos is usually later in the season they announce a lot of their stuff, and I mean, like they've lost a couple riders, but I am going to be very curious. I think that next year is going to be a big development team.
Lidl
No, for Ineos.
for Ineos.
I think that they're going to like phase.
I don't
Garrett
think
into that.
Ineos is going to pay for that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they want to
they're not
pay for
sit
that.
and wait.
I
No.
think they want big money.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think that they're going to like pull in Remco or something.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say Remco to who?
I think Ineos.
Where is that
I
going to
think
go?
he goes Ineos. I would almost put money on that.
That'd be a great get.
It would be for both people and receiving party.
I'm trying to think Bora what they've stacked, but I think because the Specialized wants to keep, I think
Remco?
that Remco that would be part of the trade
Yeah.
to go to Bora, Red Bull Bora,
Yeah.
because his picture of him with the
Winning
Alpha Tower
gold.
in the back, yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be wherever he goes is bringing Specialized or they are Specialized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be mean, and I don't know why I'm saving this one for last because we already talked about Remco. Ben O'Connor
Who cares?
from
Yeah, who cares?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is he retiring?
No, he's going to Jayco.
He's going to yeah.
You know
Jake-
what? Good.
Jake-
Like, good for
Oh,
him.
we'll
Go
see.
be an Australian in an Australian team.
He's 26, 27. I
We
think.
spent a lot of time watching him on the Tour de
Cry.
France Unchained, and
I was gonna say, wait,
that
he
did
didn't
not
do
turn out.
anything.
No,
No, he hasn't done anything for many years.
Did you notice in today's stage, he was up in the up front and everything.
yeah,
And I noticed when he was finishing, he looked pissed, and his earpiece was dangling. He had pulled it out, and I'm sure there was some harsh words.
going to be a bad breakup.
I just
Yeah.
think that like there's riders like him that would be outstanding super domestiques, and they need to just accept that role, right? It's like a Richie Port. Like Richie Port was one of the absolute best domestiques there's ever been, and then he tried to branch out and do his own thing at BMC, and it's like, no, go back to being a domestique.
Okay, hold on. Let's shift the perspective, the frame of thought there, where you're riding well, you get some results. Somebody tells you could be great, but you're going to look at them square in the eye, like I'm looking at you right now, and go, "Nah, I'm cool with average."
Yeah, if my average paycheck is bigger than the other one.
I guarantee you, it's not. You're going to get a leader's. You're going to, and how you can't live your life without stepping onto the ledge and jumping. You got to be able to say, I got to see if I can do it. Richie Port never would have known if he could have won a Grand Tour if he would have just no.
I get that, but I think I also am
your
looking at
theory is flawed.
I'm looking at it through the lens that
Flawed?
Yeah,
flawed.
How many beers has he had? Anyway, it
Enough.
doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna be fucking fast next year, you asshole. You just watch me.
Faster than
You
you with
just
your flat
watch-
tires.
I'm gonna burn your house to the ground.
But I'm just looking at it
Take
through the
your
lens
dog.
of like,
He likes me. Yeah, that's
He-
true. That is passing.
you'd have to get
that's
through my
that's
wife.
crossing the
You
line,
have to get through
man.
my wife for that one. Anyway, I like being a domestique. I like being a workhorse. So I'm looking at it through that lens.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Well, you bring that up. There was Greg LeMond. Of course, his focus was he wanted to win gold medal in the Olympics in 1980. Of course, we
Boycotted it.
it because Russia invaded Afghanistan. No one wins a war in Asia.
Yeah.
So
There are two rules.
Yeah. There are
Princess
two
Bride.
Never
rules.
get involved in a land war in Asia.
Yeah.
And never go against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Boom. So
Wait a minute. I think I saw that one.
yes, it is.
Wait.
and-
The Princess Bride.
Yes,
Bride.
it's
Yay.
one of the best.
Hey,
First-
David.
First reference of your guys that I have ever gotten. You old farts.
But Greg LeMond was asked, like when he was in boxing, they call it the slide. When they hit a certain age, they're good fighters, but they've lost their edge. They call it the slide, and they always determine so and so is on their slide. And I think when Greg LeMond after 1990, he was beginning his slide, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And somebody said to him, "Why don't you could just rake it up? You're so talented on one-day classics." He says, "I get paid to win the Tour de France, not to win one-day classics."
Wow. Yeah.
And so that's probably where some of them, Richie Port had some success in one-day stage races, and it's like the next step is what 3 days, and
1
so
week. Yeah.
But you got Chris Froome and Wiggins and all these other people who you've been towing the line and sometimes finishing fresher than they are, and you're thinking, hell. Yeah, I mean, how many times do you get to have a chance to win the Tour de France? And I'm not going to get it on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think a lot of them were like, go over there, and they make a pay raise,
Mm-hmm.
and then they find out this is freaking hard.
Yeah.
Because there's there really is stress, but there's no stress when you're a team, a domestique. I mean, you got a job to do, and you're dogging yourself, but you're not the one that has to cross the line first, and that's a tough thing to.
That extra couple of percent is crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We covered breakups. Did we come to any conclusion? Are we happy if we see each other in the grocery store? Is everything going to be okay?
No, I'm gonna avoid you.
Paul thinks I avoid him, and I swear to God I don't.
It's a running gag.
I saw an exact copy of your car at the grocery store today.
No, there isn't. There isn't another one.
I swear to God,
No.
this was
No.
this. But this was
There's a red bug, but it's not a turbo.
this was a turbo, and it was a manual transmission. It looked
See,
like.
and we have it's DSG. It's the automatic.
Okay, this was a red, and it was a turbo, and I almost did something. I almost slapped your tires because I'm tired of losing to you.
You just
Almost
started.
like-
You thought you'd start this evilness right here.
Yeah,
in
I
this
mean,
parking
in
lot.
October.
My
Yeah,
own-
on my
yeah.
own teammate.
Yeah,
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 that's
I'm
great.
gonna start my own teammate.
Yeah.
It's like
You
Jackson going after my KOM.
You don't-
yeah.
you
What
don't
a
have to-
dick
You don't have to worry about him for cross.
for Jackson.
No,
Paul?
You don't have to slash his
You
tires.
think
for
I'm
cross.
doing cross?
Nobody is.
No.
Actually,
there's
I
no
would if-
cross series this year.
Oh, what?
Mhm.
What?
Hold on.
We can talk about that later. Still summer.
Yes. Cross is
Really?
not
Yeah.
coming.
Cross is not coming.
I'll never
Cross
forget.
isn't even breathing hard.
In 2018, when I first started getting on the show, it was like nothing but cross. That's all people talked about was cross. Cross.
Well, they
And
start
it's like
in
this
August.
is look at road racing is dead. Road racing hasn't grown, but hasn't died like cross. Cross is just like
Cross is not dead elsewhere, though.
Bro, cross
it's
was-
pretty skinny.
Yeah.
They don't even make cross bikes. You can't find a cyclocross bike.
I
gravel
bought a
bike.
gravel bike so that I
It'd
could
be
use it at
cyclocross.
cyclocross races.
See,
yes,
you
you're
can.
right.
They use almost every manufacturer had a cyclocross bike, but that's non-existent.
Yeah.
Cyclocross is a weird sport.
Love it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
It's for crazy people. It's schizophrenic.
Let's get to the segments tonight, shall we? Brought to us by our friends from Competitive Cyclist. Shop at your LBS, but you can't. If you can't, Competitive Cyclist is there to the rescue. Use the link. Huge late summer sale underway right now. Be sure to check them out for specials. I did that one on time. You, Mr. I'm on my game. You just
mom
yawned
wore me
into
out.
your fucking mic.
His
You didn't even see my mom today. You
Yeah, I
liar.
did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you know what I
I'm
asked
sorry.
her? I was like,
Oh,
you know
no.
who I'm hanging out with tonight? And she just looks at me. She goes, "My favorite son." And I was like, "Whoa!"
He didn't say that.
Oh, she did.
She did not.
Oh, she did.
May we please rewind to the fact that you yawned and you said your mom wore me out.
I know. I threw up a little.
This 90-year-old
Just a
mom.
little.
Let's start with changing times. Because Paul has earned the first shot here with changing times with one and only Paul Maiden. What do you got for us tonight, my friend?
Well, we
Besides-
pretty much covered it. Like I said,
we?
you know,
Oh.
to me, it's like I don't know. The loyalty for team, at least when I got started, was huge, and the way racing has changed drastically. I welcome change on that, and then it's made it very exciting. And I'm a little bit concerned of people throwing shade on Canyon SRAM for like drilling it when Vollering,
yeah.
Vollering went down, and I don't think it's very sporting, but still, nevertheless, I was thinking back. There's a guy with Scooter. He rode with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're in a crit, and he raced for a different team at the time, than I was. And we're doing this crit it was at Whitworth. And this guy comes, we're getting towards the end, it's like the last 5 laps. This guy attacks from the inside on the left-hand corner, but he had plenty of time, but he like stormed it. I'm like, Jesus. And we went from like a 4-lane to a 2-lane with a little bump, on the outside of that. And I'm thinking the whole time, like 3 back from the front. And when that guy blew by, I'm like, he's not going to make, at that angle, he's not going to make that corner. And Scooter was up at front. And that guy, sure enough, did make the corner. I mean, he smacked in that curve, and it was nasty. And Scooter sits up a little bit, and I said, don't stop. You have to go. I'm thinking, how brutal is this sport? Because we have 25 people that were left in the race right behind you. You just let the dead die. There isn't any sympathy at that. And if anything, for all those people who are rubberneckers, they're going to get, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
That's how we race crits compared to road races a little more. You still don't stop for the idiot that goes down or takes a corner crazy.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
But nowadays, there is a little bit more sympathy in the pack. I'm sure. Well, I watch a lot of crit footage and stuff from like Will Hardin and all these guys that race on the U.S. Crit Tour, and it is brutal. There's a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah,
and I kind of welcome that. I think it's something that makes it a little more exciting.
I still, to this day, laughingly tell a story about a time when I was in a race and in Oregon, and there was a huge, massive crash, and I barely got through it. And I looked down at my lap, and there was a human tooth.
Yep.
And I still tell that laughingly, like somebody's tooth flew into the air and landed in my fucking lap.
Jesus Christ.
I was like going,
You just better watch what you do.
Yeah.
Just tell you. You don't disobey me.
To the match. It's like, it was like waking up to the horse head. Because I honestly looked down at my crotch and went, get it out. It was corner. Oh, shit. Yeah. It was disgusting. So,
gosh.
Brutal dickheads.
Yeah,
that's gross.
That's interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next off. Oh, shit. Fit tips. Sam from Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit. That's me. That is you. Quote, since my bike fit, I have changed saddles and shoes. Okay. Why would you do that? You get a bike fit and then you change? Dipshit. No, I'm kidding. Having a couple issues. Knee soreness on one side, hot foot on the other. And I'm going to need you to help me define what hot foot is. Wondering if it is a good idea to check in. Is this something that needs a little tweak or something that I can just do myself? I think this question deals about the frequency of how often is this a constant changing element. I mean, I don't know. I think in the question last time when we were talking about how my hands would start to go numb, wait, how can my fit change? I haven't grown. I'm not a teenager. Well, maybe around the middle. But how is this a constant tweak, adjustment, things like that? And is this something where people can do it on their own, or do they need to have expert advice?
Yeah. I presented this because I get emailed questions all the time, and I'm always asked these style of questions in the sense of like, I've had a fit from you, and I changed these things. Does that matter? And it's not like to at all poke fun at a person, but it's like, yeah, it is a very different thing now. I mean, different shoes, different saddle, like that's a different fit. And so I recommended to this person to come in and get another fit because, it is a totally different setup. And if you're complaining of specific issues, then we need to, dive into it. But it's also been a little bit of time since we've done this, like you were saying. So, I would say, like, if you get new stuff, we should just check in right then. And a lot of the time, like, when somebody buys new shoes, they'll come in and they just bring in the new shoes, bring in the cleats, and I charge them, just the refit price, which is half price.
So I was going to be brutal and ask you. What
$75, and I set up their, shoes and cleats and all that, and then they're ready to go.
Wow.
Because you can, and I try to educate people on how to do it themselves, but I think that it's one of those things, like, it's still a lot to take on, and, it is to an extent, like, just pay the expert to do it, right? And if you've invested the money in new equipment, make sure it's set up right.
Yeah. I mean, I never think about how even the design of saddles is so varied. You know, where the rails are placed. I mean, am I wrong that rails are shorter or longer naturally? They're placed in a different height and.
That's a very good point. And honestly, like that kind of brings me into another part of it where like saddle specifically, like I've done a fit on them. Great. Okay. They go and decide like, yeah, it's still not comfortable. We size them and they're a bigger size saddle, right? Wider now. 143 is where it kind of starts and it goes up into the 155 range and then 168. Those are generally like small, medium, large saddles.
Okay.
So we size them up. If you don't change your fit, your pelvis isn't able to rock as much on the saddle from side to side. It's more locked in and stationary where it should be. So like we need to lower the saddle. We need to refit the saddle, you know, because it's a different seat height. It's a different fore and aft. It's all these other measurements just from simply changing the saddle width.
I can't get your pelvis isn't able to rock.
Yeah. You can't rock and roll anymore. You know?
That kind of reminds me of that. What's that called? Vimo or Venimo?
Venmo? I'm not
no,
paying
no,
for
no,
sex ball.
no. It's a video they have where you can make your videos and
Vimeo.
Oh, Vimeo. Yeah. Vimeo.
Remember that it was called The Hill, and these two guys are riding up the hill.
Oh yeah.
And one of them is like, "Hey, thanks for taking me out for a ride." Yeah.
That is a great. I guarantee that's got to be on YouTube still, and that is a great video.
I'll have to pull it up and send it to you guys.
Talk
It
about
is
a breakup.
funny
It's
and
a brilliant.
heck.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's why I brought it up.
That's a
One of those
brilliant
breakup things.
Yeah, that is a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for Ego Boy himself?
Is that just because I have the best intro?
You do have the best intro.
Yeah.
And I don't have an intro. I don't.
We should make you an intro.
I don't have one. I don't have a segment.
I thought your intro was the intro to the show.
There we go. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Ask Dr. David. Tonight's question deals with, this is like hearing a Republican try to pronounce Kamala or Kamala. Homeopathic or homeopathic or something like that. Homeopathic?
Yes. I don't think I've heard it
Well
any
done.
other way. Yeah.
What?
The last one.
Homeopathic.
Homeopathic? Doctor cure thyself kind of a thing. How homeopathic remedies that actually work. I know I could technically be asking you this question and putting you out of a job. How can my garden of echinacea and St. John's wort make me suddenly immune to the aging process? No, seriously, like I'm sure there are some. There've got to be some that truly work. Mm-hmm. But what are a couple that you could come off the top of your head?
Yeah, so I think that there's overlap between homeopathic medicines and then, pharmaceutical medicines. It's just that usually pharmaceutical medicines are a lot stronger. You mentioned St. John's wort. That has, we know that interacts extensively with pharmaceuticals. It is if you are on multiple medications, it is incredibly dangerous to be taking St. John's wort without telling your physician because it can completely mess up all of your medications.
Nerd.
Wow.
It has some known SSRI effects or antidepressant effects. And I think that it's important to remember that a lot of the medications that we use in pharmaceuticals in more traditional and Western medicine are probably, a lot of them are found in nature. Like aspirin was from a bark. And we're purifying those and making them at higher and more consistent doses in Western medicine. But then there's, I don't know enough about homeopathic medicine to really speak to it. It's its own degree. They're technically doctors. I think they can prescribe things as well. But I do think that you have to, if you're going to go that route, you have to discuss it with both parties and make sure that if you're taking pharmaceutical meds, it works with your homeopathic meds. But to answer your question, things that I do think that people take that have known benefits, I was trying to think of things related to cycling. So like cramps, I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but tonic water, I think people have probably heard, can help with muscle cramps.
Wow.
There's a substance in there called quinine that
Quinine, yeah.
we used to prescribe for muscle cramps, and then we found out it was really bad for your heart. So we don't do that anymore.
So, Pat, no quinine.
Pat, no.
Cut off the gin and tonics.
I mean, the amount of tonic in a gin and tonic and in the quinine is probably not harmful. But
Yeah, I don't put much in.
you know, people use
gin.
people use magnesium supplements for things like constipation or uterine cramps or menstrual cramps or trouble sleeping. There's evidence that those things work in Western medicine as well as homeopathic medicine. So those were two that I came up with that I could think of.
How about cinnamon?
Cinnamon so cinnamon and turmeric.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
they have proposed anti-inflammatory effects. I don't know that it's enough to be significant, but if you're going to put cinnamon and turmeric in your food, it's not going to hurt you. Those are things that aren't necessarily going to hurt you. And I think a lot of these things can add potential benefit without harm. You just have to look for the ones that could also harm you. Like St. John's wort is one that is just hammered into us in medical school about.
Really?
You have to ask your patients if they're taking this because it messes with the way your body processes other meds. So,
wow.
Yeah. If you're on them. If you're not, I guess you could just go ahead and take it. I don't know.
You know what I think of? You know what I think of when I think of St. John's wort?
What?
Guy walking into the chapel. Hey, it's me, St. John. What the fuck is this on my head? Where did this come from?
It's another movie.
God damn it.
No, it's not a
it's
movie.
a wart on a guy's hand.
It's called ad lib.
Yeah, it's called making shit up.
Oh, yeah. Drama.
Nerd.
All right, that didn't work. That didn't work.
You tried.
I gave it a shot. You guys ready for the end? The end, the final, the master outro close. We have 1 minute and 4 seconds to answer the following question. Ready? What is the most recent adulting sucks moment that you have experienced?
Easy.
Quick.
On Sunday, I tamped down gravel into dirt for 8 hours to build an egress window well.
That's a good one. Paul?
Running out of beer, and I realized that it's going to be a couple of days before I can order a big case of it.
You are such a... David, what's the most adulting sucks moment you've recently had?
I mean, I really like it so far. It's only been like a few months. But sometimes I don't change the toilet paper and I get in trouble.
Mine's all just grunts and pains. Everything is just like getting up, and I'm like a sprinter in a hurdle race where I slowly come out of the gates every morning in the bed.
You just hear...
Wait,
That's the sound I make.
Wait, I need to change when I travel, my hands swell. It sucks.
When I walk, my hands swell.
Oh wow.
You go for a long walk.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't have
now
to.
I know why the old people have the poles,
Yeah.
and I'm not doing it.
Oh, I do it.
Not doing it. You walk with poles.
Mhm.
You hike with poles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
God.
what was a member of that club that you were in high school? The nerd.
The
What-
nerd
Dipshit
herd.
Brigade.
Yeah, there we go. That's why
And you wonder why.
That's why he's got the.
Yeah.
Yeah, king of the dipshits.
Yeah,
I know we
that's
did.
me.
Oh, yeah. All right, my God, you guys. That brings us to the end of another Pack Filler podcast. Be sure and like, subscribe, as it truly helps boost our power. Drop us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
Jackson,
Please come
people are
back.
going to complain about the video quality because the cameras never get switched. I mean, you guys are probably like going, why is the little red dot on me for so long? Because I'm busy. And if you
Damn it! I picked my nose 3 times. And
Yes.
I'm sure it's on.
and
a red
even
dot.
worse, if you're listening to this show and it starts mid-show, that's because I didn't hit record early enough, and that happens to the best of us.
Sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, it is an excuse.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Oh wow!
Even with a late start, we still got an hour 26.
Good.